Bundesliga returns this coming weekend with Bayern München looking to defend the title up against some new opposition. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're taking a look at match number 1, of course, over the 2025-2026 Bundesliga campaign. The Bayern are the champions, of course, but new coaches for the likes of Bayern Leverkusen and a returning juggernaut. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you in a second. If you know where you've been, hit the old subscribe. You want subscribe for Papa Rovers, Bundesliga, woo, football. We're going to all here under one roof. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the return of Hamburg. They are back in the big time. And I'm also talking about Erik ten Hag taking over the reins over Bayern Leverkusen. But who, of course, will get off to the best possible start? We're looking at in just a second. Big shout out to members of the Patrons. You know who you are. But let's get into it then, shall we? And have a look at the Bundesliga campaign. Of course, 18 clubs in the campaign. And these are those, hopefully, coming at you right here, right now. Heidenheim is still here. We got Köln returning. Union Berlin with a massive, vast logo. We got Mainz. We've also got Hoffenheim, Bayern Leverkusen, Bayern München. Borussia Mönchengladbach, my boys. Borussia Dortmund. We got Frankfurt, Frankie, D, and I. Augsburg are here. Leipzig, St. Pauli. There's Hamburg. They're back. We have Freiburg, Stuttgart, Wolfsburg, and Werder Bremen. That's, of course, the 18 teams that make up the Bundesliga. And, of course, we're going to get going in just a second. Of course, we do have a Super Brew Prediction League, and it is 100% free. I'm sorry about the link. The link is dreadful, but it is also in the description. So get involved with that. What is it, though? What is Super Brew, if you don't know? Well, it is a, free thing. I don't get anything out of this. It's all about just getting a bit of friendly competition. And, of course, you'll click on that link or use the link in the description or the QR code. And then you hop on over to this, that's right, which is their website. Pretty basic. You're going in, you're just punching your numbers here. It's going to be 7-1 in the first game. You know, whatever you think it's going to be. And then at the end of it, you just press submit. And then your predictions are in. And then we'll see how well you do next week. We'll have a leaderboard and all that kind of jazz. And we'll have a little laugh at how good or bad you are. So that's it. If you want to get involved, the link is on the screen again and also in the description down below. Have fun. Have at it. See if you can predict me. I don't think you can because I am the king at this, which is the prediction lark. But anyway, these are the next round of games, the first round of games. And we're going to kick it off with the favourites and the current champions. It is Bayern taking on RB Leipzig this coming Friday. Over at the Allianz Arena, that's right, as many companies' boys coming into this on the back of their title success. I think it's Leipzig under Oli Werner, former Werder Bremen coach, now at the helm at Leipzig. So a bit of a change there. They played 22 times since 2016, 12 wins Bayern, 3 wins Leipzig. There's been 7 draws between the two sides. Coming into this, though, last time that these two sides played over at the Allianz Arena, it was a 5-1 win for Bayern back in December 2024. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, coming into this, Bayern are actually unbeaten against Leipzig over the last 4, 2 wins and 2 draws. However, the 2 draws have been on the road. The 2 times they played at the Allianz Arena, it's been 2 victories. That's right. Bayern, though, on the back of that Stuttgart victory in the German, whatever, that Super Cup final back on the 16th of August. Leipzig, on the flip side, had to play on Sandhausen and the DFB Pokal round 1, and they did navigate that without too much hassle there. 4-1 on as your Bayern, 6-1 as your draw, 50-2 as your Leipzig, but it's only going to be 1 winner. And as company's boys, 3-1 win in the end. Frankfurt, they're next up against Bremen at the Deutsche Bank Park. Top Muller still at the helm there for Frankie. Horst Stefan given the reins over Bremen. So concerning times for Bremen. Coming into this at Deutsche Park, they played 53 times since 1992. 19 wins Frankie, 19 wins Bremen, 15 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at Frankie, it was back in November 2024. It was a 1-0 win for Frankfurt, who have just lost once in the last 6 against Bremen. That one only defeat was at Bremen back in April. But prior to that, Frankfurt kicking up 3 wins and a couple of draws. Coming into this, Frankfurt on the back of that 5-0 win over Engers in the DFB Pokal. Meanwhile, Bremen crashing out to, of course, finalists, second division. Bielefeld 1-0 last time around, so not the greatest start for Horst Stefan on this one. Bookies here, 4-3 on as your Frankie, 60-5 as your Bremen, 3-1 is the draw. All that bearing in mind, going to go with a 2-0 win for Frankie, comfortably done. Next up we see the debutant in the Bundesliga anyway of Erik ten Hag, as he's the coach for Leverkusen, taking on Hoffenheim with Christian Ilsner over at the Bay Arena. They played 35 times since 2003, 21 wins Leverkusen, 8 wins Hoffenheim. There's been 6 draws between the two sides. Coming into this, they last played at this very venue. It was a 3-1 win for Leverkusen back in February the 2nd. They've won 5 in the bounce against Hoffenheim. And just the last 2 between these two sides, they've scored 9 goals between them. So we could be in for a bit of a goal fest. Coming into this, Leverkusen on the back of that 4-0 win over Grossbach. That was under Erik ten Hag. Of course, Hoffenheim also with the same scoreline against Hansa Rostock in the DFB Pokal round 1. The odds for this one, though, coming into this 2-1 on Leverkusen 92, your Hoffenheim 50-4 is the draw. We're going 2-1 win Leverkusen on this one. So I just don't know yet at the minute for Erik ten Hag, so I'm putting an anxious win over Hoffenheim. Let's go to the next one. It is Freiburg. They're taking on Augsburg. That's coming at you over there at Europa Park Stadion. Julian Schuster is the coach there. Augsburg, though, up against Sandro Wagner in the dugout. They played 34 times since 2006. 17 wins Freiburg, 8 wins Augsburg, 9 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Freiburg, it was a 3-1 win for Freiburg back in October 2014. Augsburg, though, did pick up a draw against these two oppositions last time around. The wins, it's actually been quite a good matchup between these two. For Freiburg, they've actually just lost once against Augsburg, and that was back in February 2024 in Augsburg. Freiburg, they're picking up a 2-0 win over Lotte in the DFB Pokal round 1. Augsburg, same scoreline against Halle in the same round of the competition. The odds for this one, 5-4 on is your Freiburg, 10-3 though is your Augsburg, 35 is the draw. We're going 2-0 win here. Freiburg taking it to the house. Next up, Union Berlin against Stuttgart. This one's tricky. Coming at you at the Alten Fulsterei. Stefan Baumgart is the coach right there. I'm against Stuttgart under Sebastian Hoeneß. They played 15 times in 2016. 3 wins Berlin, 5 wins Stuttgart. There's been 7 draws between the two sides. Last time they played, get this, at this very venue, at the Alten Fulsterei, it was back in 19th of April 2015. Let's hopefully get something like this. 4-4, goodness gracious me, 8-goal Bobby Dazzler. The last time I played in Stuttgart, 3-2 win, 5 goals in it. We'll do the math here. The last 2 games out, 8, 10, 13 goals between the two sides. Absolutely bedlam. It's actually a lot of goals between these two sides over the years. Stuttgart, though, are unbeaten against Union Berlin over the last 6, picking up, tell a lie, over the last 5. Winning 4 and drawing just that 1. Union Berlin on the back of a 5-0 win over Gütersloh. Stuttgart's last match was that Super Cup final against Bayern, which they lost. The odds for this one then, looking at it, 30-5 is your Berlin, 20-19 on is your Stuttgart, 35 though is the draw. Tight one, going to go with a draw right down the middle, cannot decide right now. Let's go to Heidenheim as they lock horns up against Wolfsburg, coming at you this coming Saturday, 23rd of August at the Volthof Arena. Frank Schmidt is the coach right there. Wolfsburg under Paulo is Simonis. They played 7 times in 2008, 1 win Heidenheim, 5 wins Wolfsburg, 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around over at this very venue was a 3-1 win for Wolfsburg back in November 2024. Goodness gracious me. Wolfsburg have just lost once in the last 6 against Heidenheim, and that was the most recent match at Wolfsburg back in March 2025. Heidenheim now picking up a 5-0 win over Balingen in the DFB Pokal. Wolfsburg put 9 past Hermelingen in the same round of that cup competition. The odds for this one, 2-1 is your Heidenheim, 30-10 is your Wolfsburg, 25 is the draw. I've gone with a 2-1 win for Wolfsburg here, but I don't know about Heidenheim. A lot of people tipping them to go down. I don't know yet. St. Pauli, they lock horns against Borussia Dortmund. That's coming at you at the Millantor Stadion. Alexander Blezin, the coach, against Dortmund under Niko Kovac. They played 14 times since 1995. Just 1 win for St. Pauli, 12 wins for Dortmund. 1 draw between two sides. Last time around at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Dortmund, who did the double over St. Pauli last season. It was back in March 2025. 2-0 winners it was over at this very venue. Meanwhile, coming into this, Dortmund were in action against Rot-Weiss Essen, just squeaking past them 1-0. St. Pauli had to go to penalties to take out Norderstadt in the DFB Pokal as well. Coming into this right here, right now, looking at it, 10-3 is your St. Pauli, 10-7 on is your Dortmund, 3-1 is the draw. Going to go with Dortmund to win this one, 2-0 win. They're going to have to deliver the goods in this one and hopefully make a competition of the Bundesliga title race. Into Sunday we go now, and it's Mainz taking on Köln, coming at you on the 24th of August at the Miwar Arena. Bo Henriksen's the coach up against Köln under Lukas Kwasniewicz. They played 38 times since 1998, 13 wins apiece and 12 draws. Coming into this, though, last time they played at Mainz, it was a 1-1 scoreline way back in April 2024. In fact, the last 3 between these two sides, whether it's at Köln or Mainz, have ended up all square. Goodness gracious me. Mainz on the back of that 1-1 win over Dresden in the DFB Pokal. Köln also squeaked through with a 2-1 win over Regensburg. The bookies odds for this one, 5-4 on is your Mainz, 16-5 is your Köln, 27-10 is the draw. We are going to go with a home victory here, 3-1 win and a comfortable one as well. And then we wrap it up with the best of the best. That is Borussia Mönchengladbach up against Hamburg. That's right, the Borussia Park. Gerardo Soyone, the coach, still at Gladbach up against Merlin. He has to be a wizard. Polzin, that's right. They play 50 times since 1992, 17 wins. Gladbach, 18 wins. Hamburg, 15 draws between the two sides. Last time they played at this very venue was a 3-1 win for Mönchengladbach back in December 2017. Coming into this, though, Gladbach at the back of that 3-2 win of Durmenhorst in the DFB Pokal. Hamburg also squeaking past Pyramids to set themselves up in this competition as well. The odds for this, 2017 on is your Gladbach, 29-10 is your Hamburg, 29-10. Also, the draw on this one could go either way, but I'm going to back my boys here with a squeaky 2-1 win to get themselves off to the best possible start. That's, of course, my take. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. It'll be Bayern, it'll be Mainz, it'll be Dortmund, it'll be Frankfurt going down, St. Pauli, Augsburg, and possibly Werder Bremen. Don't forget, we have the Super Brew. It is 100% free. Get involved with that. Link is also in the description. But we'll be back for match number 2 right around the corner. Of course, until then, see you soon. Subscribe, smash like. I'm out of here. You are amazing.